So welcome back, everybody. My name's Andrew, and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life. So I just got done filming an episode of me finishing up the loft up here. We now have the floor, double the thickness, 1 inch thick, 12-inch on center floor joist, glued down, screwed down, and nailed. It's a nice sturdy floor. While I was right in the middle of shooting this episode, I got not one, but 2 phone calls. Things just got crazy. All right, so what am I talking about? These were good phone calls, but it just put me in rush mode without a doubt. So next week, I'm not really exactly sure when y'all are watching this. I think y'all are watching this before next week. It's the end of the week here right now. I was expecting potentially getting drywallers in, but the owner had already forewarned me that was a holiday week, that's Thanksgiving week. He's expecting call-ins and people taking off, and he wasn't sure he was going to even be able to get to me next week. Well, my phone starts blowing up this morning. Hey, just going to let you know, my guys are going to be there tomorrow. Whoa, like tomorrow? Like way ahead of schedule? The same exact thing happened with the insulators. They gave me a date and then bam, they're here early. So it goes from it's so hard to get people over here to now they're showing up left and right. So long story short, they're coming tomorrow to do more staging than anything else, but he needs nice big clean areas for them to start dropping the sheetrock off. So we have a tremendous amount of work to do. I got to start getting this house cleared out. I have to start trimming all that extra foam around the windows and other places. I want to go ahead and get everything cleaned up, bagged up, and out of here. There's some foam still sticking out of the wall that would buckle sheetrock to where I went back and did some extra sealing. I've got a special tool for my multi-tool that I think is going to be awesome for cutting this foam nice and clean. So we got a lot to do there. The other phone call that I got, my glass showed up today. They're assembling my custom trapezoid windows today. Those big boys right there, and they want to also come out tomorrow to install them. So I've got to get up there, get that plastic torn down, and basically get everything prepped and ready for them to show up tomorrow. So not only am I going to have drywallers here tomorrow, I'm going to have the window company here. So now is panic mode. Let's get this house buttoned, cleaned up, ready to go, and everything prepped and ready, mainly for drywall. All right, so now it is time to make a royal mess in the house. Clean it all up, and then allow the sheetrockers to come in and make a mess. It's weird how this works. You clean up for people to come make a mess. But I have got to make sure these walls are perfectly flat. I have went around, sealed a bunch of places out the window. While I don't need to cut all this foam out for the sheetrockers, I'm going to go ahead and make a big mess in the house. Might as well trim this out. Then you have areas like back here where I filled in cavities and holes. So basically, long story short, I have areas everywhere around the house to where I went back and filled. The foam has come out from the wall, and the last thing I want is sheetrock to be put on the wall and it be bowed or buckled out. So I need to go trim all this and then get everything out of the way to make sure nothing is in their way when they come in and do their work. So I got to thinking, how am I going to cut and trim all this stuff? To go around and pick at it by hand doesn't work out very well. So we're going to try this. I purchased one of these DeWalt scraper blades for my multi-tool here, and we're going to see if this will work. I'm hoping this will gently cut because it doesn't have teeth. It's just got a scraper edge. Hoping it will cut the foam nice and clean. Clean it off real quick, flip it on the floor, go on about my business, and then we can clean this stuff up. So it's got a relatively sharp blade. It's almost like a knife edge on it right there. But that should be good for cutting through this foam, not cutting through the wood. Move on. Oh my, it doesn't get much easier than that. I'm still playing with my blade angles, but literally just a few seconds to have everything nice and trimmed up. Now I can fly around the house. All right, well, 2 hours later, I have an amazing mess in here. Oh my goodness. I still got a lot of work ahead of me. Look at this junk right here. Oh man. This is all junk from the attic and what come off of the wall. It's like a bomb went off in here. Ooh, Lord. Yep. So, well, nothing to it but to do it. Let's get to work. Man, oh man, what a day. Started out, was gonna work on siding, got those phone calls, which completely changed my plans in the day. And I have spent hours and hours and hours. Y'all can see the sun setting. It is late in the day, but I've spent hours trimming up all this foam, getting this house prepped and ready. They're gonna start staging and bringing in the sheetrock tomorrow. I don't know if they're gonna work on it or not. And then a couple days after that, once we get through the weekend, the hanging crew's supposed to be here. And they're thinking they're gonna hang this whole house in 1 to 2 days. That's wild to think about. So very excited about that. But as you can see, the house is pretty well cleaned up. I'm not gonna move all this stuff out of the house until the day they get in here to start working. And I guess I'll just junk up the porch for a couple of days. But what he asked for was some big, clear, open span walls to start laying all the sheetrock up. I've given them that. I have cleaned up all the baseboards and edges. I have made for sure there is nothing sticking out to give them the best possible working surface, which should give me the best end result possible. So all this time was absolutely well spent. Last thing I want, screws and nails, which I've been finding things by the baseboard, kicking the sheetrock out, lumps on the wall, making things bowed and look funny in the future. Spending a few hours today is going to get me a much better job next week when they start hanging all this. So very exciting. I would just want to share the whole process, even though this is a relatively boring episode. I know a lot of y'all are looking at building houses, and these types of houses, you've got to account for days like this. You know, you don't think about this when you start planning to build a house, but there's going to be many, many, many days that's just prep, clean up, not actually getting what feels like productive work done, but it's all part of making this house dream a reality. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode.